In most cities of India, if you're standing on the side of the road, it's easy to make out from far away if an auto rickshaw has got a passenger or not. He's the auto rickshaw that's drifting, moving very slowly on the inside lane of the road. An auto rickshaw with a passenger is traveling on the outside lane of the road and moving like a bullet. Now, next time you're on the road and at a traffic signal, I would like you to watch this difference between an auto rickshaw with a passenger and an auto rickshaw without a passenger. Just watch the body language of the auto rickshaw driver who's got a passenger with him. He's very confident, sitting erect and looking at the world as if to announce, hey, I have a destination. On the contrary, the auto rickshaw without a passenger is slouching over his handlebar and looking around like a hunted animal for a prospective passenger. Even having a passenger, which is the equivalent of a destination, completely changes the body language of an auto rickshaw driver. Next time, please notice this dynamics on the road as well. If you are traveling in your own private vehicle, either 2 or 4-wheeler, and you're following an auto rickshaw that obviously doesn't have a passenger, you tend to be careful and going slow behind that vehicle. Now we all know this is because that auto rickshaw could stop at any moment, and when he stops with his sudden brakes on, you know you could hit him. We also know that irrespective of whose mistake it be, either the auto rickshaw drivers or yours, that you landed up hitting the auto, you will pay. So most of us are very careful when it comes to auto rickshaws and our dealings with them. Auto rickshaws without passengers are drifters. They move slowly and cut across lanes without warning. Auto rickshaws without passengers are a bigger menace to the rest of the traffic on the road than to themselves. Similarly, we have drifters in our teams. Drifters are slow, have no purpose, and they are a bigger menace to the rest of the team than to themselves. When managers come to us to discuss issues to do with team alignment, we ask them a question. Is your team an aircraft or a spacecraft? Now, you may say, what's the difference? On an aircraft, you have crew and you have passengers. On a spacecraft, all are crew. In your team, do you have some people who do all the hard work and you have some others who believe they are entitled to be serviced by the rest? Or is your team a spacecraft where every member of your team is very clear about the role he is being given, how he needs to play it on a day-to-day basis? Ask yourself this question: is my team an aircraft or a spacecraft? Physics tells us that our normal sources of light suffer from diffusion of light and therefore wastage of energy. Now this happens because every single ray of light from a normal source of light is of a different wavelength. Imagine a source of light where every single ray is of the same wavelength. That, in short, is a definition of a wonderful invention called laser. Now, laser can be used to cut through a block of steel or to work on a single nerve in the eye. That's the power of focus and alignment, when every single ray is of the same wavelength. There's a lesson here for both teams and team members. So, what can we do to ensure a higher level of alignment among our team members and therefore form a focused team? We are told that one of the parameters by which we judge how developed a country is has got nothing to do with how the country treats its good citizens, but how effectively it deals with those who break the laws of the country. In an organizational context, it does not take too much management to manage good workers. It does take a lot of management to deal with bad workers. In fact, the good workers are watching the manager on how he is dealing with the bad workers. If a manager does not deal with the bad workers, he doesn't come down hard on bad performance, if he doesn't confront the misalignment of team goals that the bad workers seem to display, two things happen. The bad workers stay on because it's a benign regime, and the good workers quit because they cannot take this disparity. The manager now has a nightmare on his hands. The good ones have left, the bad ones have stayed back, and he's stuck with a team that's never ever going to meet its goals. So here are the manager's challenges. Catch hold of the drifters. Provide all help necessary to get the good workers to meet their goals. Prevent the drifters from affecting the performance of the good workers. And above all, most importantly, get the bad workers to align with the purpose of the team as quickly as possible. Go ask yourself, 1. How many people in your team do have a purpose? 2. How many times do your people get to discuss their purpose in team meetings and in interpersonal conversations? 3. As a manager, how many people's real purpose do you actually know? 4. As a manager, how many times have you shared your own purpose with the rest of the team? And 5. When is the last time you pulled up a team member for not aligning himself or herself with the purpose of the rest of the team? No team can afford drifters. Get rid of them or get them aligned with the rest of the team. Edmund Burke has some very good warning and advice when he says, all that is necessary for the triumph of evil is for good people to do nothing. While we identify drifters amongst us and take suitable action, it is very important to introspect and check if we are drifters ourselves. To check if you are drifting, watch our video on compass versus clock.